Today on the channel, we're taking a look at a guy that thinks it's a pleasure to kill with Trapjaw Mondo Masters Universe 1/6 scale figure.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mondo 1/6 scale He-Man of the Masters Universe unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we're taking a look at Trapjaw, the first edition. But for all your Trapjaw needs, better hit up Mondo. But for all your other Trapjaw needs, like the Mondo mini comics version, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below. And as of filming, you can still get the mini comics version at Big Bad Toy Store. This one, unfortunately, long sold out. This was the first Trapjaw that Mondo did release for the Masters of the Universe. Now, we've unboxed two prior editions here. We'll bring those out later in this video. And this is the third and final edition. Kind of working backwards in release is what we're doing here. But you know me, I love my He-Man, I love my Mondo figures. And this Trapjaw is playing a lot of hits. Now, the previous edition is the Filmation version and the cartoon, or I should say the comic version. Now, this version is kind of the Mondo creation, the more down and dirty version, I guess, stylized version, whatever you want to call it. But this one is possibly going to be my favorite one. Once again, we'll bring out the other ones. We'll make that decision later on in this video. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And as I've said, Trapjaw, an all-time favorite of mine. A very cool character when I was a little kid. A very cool character right now. Looking very cool in the package art, as always, with Masters Universe figures. Always looking good. Mondo seal of approval, we'll call it right there. 1/6 scale Trapjaw deluxe figure on the side there. 1/6 scale on there. Masters Universe right there. And then on the back, we get a little bit of a blurb action. We'll read that here in a second. And then the power of magnets, they compel us, the magnet on the packaging. And of course, you know I save all my packaging on these Mondo figures. You got to. These are expensive figures. You got to save your packaging. Beautiful, I was going to say artwork, but I guess we should say toy photography right there. Then you get the bubble window going on inside with everything else. And then we get to read the back of the package. Let's see what it says here. By the power of Grayskull. Once a devoted henchman of Keldor, Cronus grew weary of the transformed Skeletor's mania and raised an army to defeat him. But Cronus was struck down, his jaw and arm destroyed, only to be rebuilt by Triclops as the Wizard of Weapons, Trapjaw. Now freshly escaped from Infinita, the psychotic interdimensional criminal returns alongside the rest of the evil warriors to sow mayhem in Eternia. And we saw that same copyright on the back of the prior to edition as well. But I'm going to take this one offline, get Trapjaw out of the pack, and we'll be back talking all things Masters Universe Mondo Trapjaw. Alright, we got old Cronus, aka Trapjaw, out of the package here. And of course, we're going to dive into the accessories. Then we're going to dive into the figure here. But let's start with the accessories. And once again, feeling like a young Iron Maiden with a little deja vu. We've seen a lot of these weapons before. We do get the blaster here. A little bit dirtier, a little bit grimier. Dark wash over the top. You got his iconic blaster. Probably his most famous weapon. I guess you guys tell me. Sound off on that. But we do get that one. We get the hook. He's going to give you the hook. Once again, nice gray color on here. A little of a bronzes kind of gold color over on the top there, but a nice spike in the middle. Of course, all of these do have a little indent here, so you can store them on his belt, as we do know. So we do get that. We do get the famed fly swatter. Oh, no swat safe. No fly is safe in Eternia, as we do know with the fly swatter. But he's got this. He can also do the grill and flip over some burgers, things like that. Whatever you need him to do. Choose your own Trapjaw adventure. We do get that grappling hook once again. Probably my least favorite of the ones here, but it does come out, of course. This one's actually staying in a little bit better. The other one's kind of slipped out real easy. This one sticks in pretty good, but it is a nice grappling hook. Very, very sharp on the ends. Be careful, those 13 and under. Mark Summers, get them all out of here. I forgot to mention that, Mark. Get all these kids. Get them all around. The whole neighborhood. Actually, if you can get the whole city, get all these kids out of here. Better safe than sorry. We know that, Mark, of course. Then we do get this blaster, kind of a laser bow and arrow, whatever you want to call it. We do get this nice red color on this one, feeling a little bit different. Very cool. Not the one I'm probably going to use for this one, of course, and we'll talk about his claw hand when we get to the figure. Of course, we do get 2 extra hands and an extra arm. So now this is different than the last 2. We did talk about how you can really talk about how he lost his jaw and he lost his arm in the battle against Skeletor. Well, you can bring him back to happier days, as you can remove the mechanical arm and you can use this extra arm here. It's got a fist on it. We do get 2 gripping hands as extra. Got an extra fist over here. So gripping hands, fist, choose your own hand adventure. But you do get this extra arm here. So you can definitely make this trap jaw feel and look a little bit different, especially taking away that mechanical arm. And knowing I have 2 other trap jaws with the mechanical arms, I still don't think I can use this one, as it's so cool, such an identity piece for trap jaw. I feel like I need that mechanical arm there. But if I want to make a Cronus figure, you can do that. I guess you could buy multiples of these. It'd get expensive, but you could. Who knows? But then you do get a weapon. We did not see this with the other 2 as well. It's a big club with a bunch of spikes in it. So a bad day at the office if you're on the business end of this. Little spear on the end, spikes throughout. Once again, man, this is like a real weapon. These are actually really sharp. You can see it just puts indentions on your hand. Be careful with this. That's why it's 14 and up. These 13-year-olds, they can't be trusted. They'll poke their eye out, what they will do there. But a beautiful weapon here, really building out everything trap jaw. But now we get down to the heads, and I guess we'll start with the head that is on trap jaw right here. Once again, looking like something out of The Walking Dead. He's missing that lower half of his jaw. You just see kind of the meat and redness, just very ugly. And then the green face going on, the scars, the red eyes against the yellow, looking absolutely wild. He does got 1 pupil bigger than the others, and I guess that does work for him. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way, but it works. He's a creepy character, as we do know. But very, very ugly in the face. You do get the jaw, of course, that does move up and down. Always got to have that. And then you got the helmet over the top. Helmet is not removable, but you do get that little hook over the top. You put the string through, and you're off to the races with old trap jaw if you want to do it old school style. Like it was 1985 all over again. You could do that if you wanted to. But a very cool head sculpt on here right out of the package. I really do like it. But we do get extra head sculpt, so we do get the Plain Jane Cronus head sculpt. Looking absolutely wild. He's got some red eyes, and he's got a weird face on him. I don't know what he's doing. He's give one of these. He's not sure what he's up to. But he does kind of look like just a plain Jane warrior from the Smurfs army, I think is what he's from right here. He's taking allegiance from Grandpa and Papa Smurf. They're giving him all the knowledge. He's ready to go take on all comers. A little bit of teeth showing there, but if you want to build out a Cronus figure, this is the way you're going to do it with that arm and this extra head. We didn't get this head with the other one, so it does feel a little bit more special, maybe. You tell me. Then we get the third head. Once again, you get more of a bigger jaw on this one. You still got some of that nightmare fuel going on in the face and the teeth, the eyes and the skin, but just a bigger jaw on Trap Jaw right here for this one. And we saw this with the Filmation versions from both these sides' heads as well. So a lot of accessories with this Trap Jaw. We wouldn't expect anything less from Mondo, of course, as we do know. But let's dive into the figure right here. And we'll dive into this big mechanical arm. Now, we did see this on the Filmation version. And we also saw it on the mini comics version. So we've seen this before. We know how it works. Nice black dirty wash against it. You got the piston right up here, which is really cool. When you move the arm, it moves with it. I think that does look really cool. You get the side to side. Of course, this is the jaw here, the clamp. You can take this off. It is removable. You can put the fly swatter on, whatever you want. You can choose your own Trap Jaw accessory adventure. But looking very nice here, but looking very robot-like, very mechanical-like. Once again, on brand for Trap Jaw. You got that shoulder vest over here, the harness over the top. Then on the back, you can store one of the weapons back here on the back of the vest. And then, of course, around the back of the belt, you can store everything on him if you want to. He is the master of weapons at all, and he's the master of storing his weapons as well. He does got the Eternia Championship, Pirate Championship. He's got the skull and crossbones going on there. Tally marks on there. Of course, green belt. I believe he won this in Oakland at the Oakland Invitational. Shout out to Oakland Coliseum. Get there while you can. Shout out to the Oakland A's. Got the Terry Steinbach shin guards on, keeping it all back home on the A's as well. Black boots going on. Then you do got a little thigh coverings with a little green going on. He does got an Eternia style loincloth underneath, the nice soft goods black loincloth. Then you got a little bit of one over the top in red, looking really good. And then you get that blue Smurf-like skin throughout. Very, that's what I think of when I think of Trap Jaw. I don't really think of the yellow color from the mini comics. This is kind of how I first saw him, as of course the Filmation, the toy line back in the day. So when I think Trap Jaw, I think the blue skin tone color throughout on him. Forgot to mention the nice spikes throughout on here, looking very, very nice. Just an all-around good piece right here, and it really does cross the line between figure and statue. It's technically a figure. It's got the articulation, of course. Arms go all the way around for us. Single-jointed elbow right here. Single-jointed elbow over here. Double-jointed elbow over here, I should say. Hands removable, back, forth, side to side. Of course, bicep cut. Arms go up and down if you need them. And then you get a waist articulation, a little hula hoop, really nothing to write home about. Head back, forth, up and down, head removable. Do those big old trap jaw splits if you need them to, of course. Leg goes up a little bit. Double jointed knees, of course. Ankles back and forth, up and down. Pretty much non-existent though as far as those do go. No hole in his feet, anything like that. You do get the stand with him. We're used to getting the stands with these. Help protect these guys from dangerous falls off your shelf. We know how that goes. You don't want one of these guys taking a plunge. But this isn't like some extra crazy articulated figure. It is closer to a statue in my book. And this isn't one you want to be playing with. I don't think you want to let the kids loose with one of these and have their Masters of the Universe battle with these figures. Keep them to the origin style, I would say, for that. But man, as far as display pieces for action figures, you can't do a lot better than this if you're a He-Man collector. Very, very cool, very iconic is this trap jaw for me, and probably a lot of you guys and gals, especially the gals, watching out there. But this trap jaw, very, very cool, very nice, high-end piece, of course. But we're not done with our jaws that are trapped. We got another one here. We recently unboxed the Filmation version here, and as usual, I'm going to try to make them as different as possible. Every single trap jaw is going to have a different attachment going on, maybe a different head. Try to make them feel as different as I possibly can. Of course, you know how we do it here on the channel. And then we do got the mini comics version as well. So 3 different trap jaws. What is your trap jaw at the end of the day? I have to imagine, and maybe I'm wrong, I think this is what most people think of with trap jaw. You think of the Filmation, you think of the cartoon way back in the day. Maybe you think of the Dark Arts version, whatever you want to call this version, or maybe you're an OG fan that goes all the way back to the mini comics. I'd be interested to hear your guys and gals breakdown of which one is your iconic trap jaw. But 3 trap jaws from Mondo so far. Not messing around, that is for sure. But all of them special in their own way. That's what I'm going to say. There it is. But there's old trap jaw, Mondo times 3. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel. And all the product and all the stuff it does bring to you guys. Of course, all the digital images from all the videos, you get those. You do get bonus Q&As every month. You get pizza stuff. You get dog stuff. You get it all. And you get early access to both YouTube channels. So I do appreciate the support for all the Patreon members. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads. And on Instagram. So for Trap Jaw, Mondo, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.